Okay, so the 4K video that you're watching right now is coming from the new Insta360 Link 2 webcam. Now, Insta360 is actually launching two new webcams right now, the Link 2 and also the 2C, which is kind of like the little brother of the two. And yeah, I partnered with Insta360 for this video to show you these webcams. So let's go ahead and jump right into it and start with the similarities of these two. Now, both of these cameras use the same half-inch sensor inside of them. So that means the video quality is going to be the same between the two. So you can go between 4K, 1080p, and also 720p video, all up to 30 frames per second. But these resolutions and frame rates are only when you are using these webcams with the Insta360 Link Controller app. But if you are using an app like OBS, you will be able to use 720p and also 1080p HD up to 60 frames per second. And this is going to be in 16:9 landscape ratio, but you can also use both of these webcams in portrait mode. So you'll be able to mount them on a tripod or like a little stand that even Insta360 sells, and you can rotate the cameras and now take some portrait video. And this is going to be great for either recording or streaming live to social media.
Oh, and before we move on, let me clarify that the audio you've been hearing up to this point has been coming from my studio microphone, but right now the audio is coming directly from the built-in microphone on the Link 2. And I'm using the voice focus mode where it highlights my voice and blocks out the background noise. And it does have another mode that's made for voice suppression to be able to mute out other people talking in the background. And then it does have one called music balance. If you do want to play an instrument and also have your voice come in clear, you can choose that mode. But before I switch over to my studio microphone, let's go ahead and talk about what you get inside of the box with these webcams. So both webcams do come with a monitor mount, and the webcams attach magnetically on top of these mounts. And you can also use these mounts to be able to mount them onto a tripod. You have a little hole right there that's used for tripods to be able to screw these on. And then also you will get a detachable USB-C cable inside of the box. And this is very convenient for traveling when you might be throwing this in your bag and you don't want the USB-C cable to get bent up because it's attached to the webcam. Just unplug it and you're good to go. And both of these webcams do have a privacy mode. So with the Link 2, because it is on a gimbal, it will actually be able to just face down. And then with the Link 2C, you do have a physical switch that when you enable it, you'll see this red cover come over the lens to make sure nothing can be seen through the camera. But all right, so now I'm gonna switch over back to my studio microphone and keep this video going.
And the next thing is actually called True Focus. So this is a very fast auto-focusing system, so I can bring up something right in front of the webcam like I am now, and then now I can bring it back down, and now you see my nice pretty face. But also I can bring this right back up and it automatically tracks on, and this works better than some of my other dedicated bigger cameras. So I really like this, especially if you are doing a presentation or you're showing a product. This is not my product, but you can bring the product up very quickly in front of the camera, and then now they can see it and then come right back down with not a lot of hunting and stuff like that. So yeah, True Focus is pretty good. So the next feature that they share is going to be whiteboard recognition. So I don't have a whiteboard behind me, but if I did, I would be able to have these webcams lock onto the whiteboard and basically keep that stationary. And now I can go to it and write on it, or I can just show the notes that I already have written on the whiteboards. But the two standout features of these webcams, at least to me, are going to be the AI tracking and auto framing. So the Link 2 has a gimbal. So this means that once I enable AI tracking in this Insta360 Link Controller app, that's available for Mac and PC, by the way. But anyway, you will be able to go ahead and enable that. And now you can see it kind of lock onto me. And if I move around over here, if I move over there, it'll be able to follow me around. If I was to stand up, it'll actually be able to follow me around the room. And even if I get closer or further away from the webcam, it'll be able to take advantage of that auto framing and be able to keep me in frame. Now, you do have a couple of options with this. So I am using the single tracking for one person, but you can enable group tracking to be able to track up to 3 people at the same time. So if someone is over there, someone is over there, you'll be able to have the webcam be able to keep you in focus. And this is going to be good, again, for those team meetings or those group sessions that you're trying to do using these webcams. Now, if you're wondering how the Link 2C performs because it does not have a gimbal, you can still do the auto framing with that webcam, and that will be able to track up to 3 people as well. So this is going to be taking advantage of the zooming in and zooming out capabilities to be able to compensate for the people. So those two things are good, but you still have manual control that you can take advantage of in the Link Controller app. So now I can just simply tap on this to really get a nice fine-tuned adjustment to where I want the webcam to be, and I am using this on the Link 2, by the way. And I can also just grab this and slide it up and down like so. Now you can also do some zooming in and out. If I get it right there, there we go. So I can also zoom in like this, and we're getting very, very close there. This is getting uncomfortable. And what is that? What is that on my shirt? Let me get that off. Look at that detail. So you can go up to 4 times zoom here, and I'm gonna zoom all the way back out. So this is not awkward anymore for you. And there we go. Yeah. All right, boom, there we go. And one thing you can notice even with that is just like the auto exposure and the things like that are happening in this webcam to be able to try to give me the best quality, even if I am zooming in super close like that, which I'm not going to be doing that often. Now you can also set a preset as well. So if I like this position, I want this to be like my main position, I can go ahead and set this as a preset. But then if I want to, for some reason, have it go over here, I can set this as a preset. And now in the link controller app, I can just click on these two and it'll automatically adjust for those presets. And again, you can go up like that, set a preset, and now I have 3 presets. And you can see just how fast it is to be able to adjust for those. Now, I was just talking about the auto exposure. So let's go into the effects tab here in the link controller app to be able to show you how you can control the color and the temperature and things like that. So basically I can change this over to manual and I can adjust the ISO like that if I wanted to make it a little bit darker or make it a little bit brighter. I think right there looks pretty good. And also you can adjust the shutter speed as well if you want. And then you also have an exposure curve, which you don't see with webcams a lot. So you can play around with this. I'm not going to be really doing this that much, but again, you have that option to be able to do that. And then also you have the focus settings. So you can change this to manual to be able to manually control the focus if you wanted to, but the autofocus is so good. I don't know why you would want to do that. But also you can control the color temperature here. So if you want it to be a little bit cooler, you can. That's a lot cooler. But also I can go a little bit warmer as well. But for my use cases, when I've been using these webcams, the auto has been so good. I've been leaving it on that. And you can also turn on HDR, which will be good if I did have like the windows exposed behind me, but I don't typically use that. So it's not going to really be ideal for this particular situation. And after you make your adjustments, you can set a preset so you can quickly go back to that. Maybe if you like to use these webcams in different rooms in your house and you like the color in a particular room, you can set a preset for that. Oh, and before I forget, you can also control these webcams with your smartphone as well. So in the link controller app, you can pull up a QR code and with your phone, just scan that. And then now that will open up a browser link and allow you to be able to control the webcams. So this not only helps if you're just like getting up away from your desk and moving around, and you still want to change some settings and stuff. You can use this if you have someone else presenting and maybe you're sitting on the desk and you want to be able to control the webcam to follow them or to zoom in or change some other settings. Now today, my background is actually kind of neat, but if it was a little messy and I was hopping on one of these webcams, I can go into this link controller app and I can actually add some blur to it. And you can adjust this to be able to make it as intense as you want or bring it down a little bit if you wanted to, or you can choose to add some bokeh or bokeh, whatever you want to say with it. And you, of course, you can adjust this as well. And then also you can add like a virtual background as well. So I do have a lot of studio lights here, so I could adjust for it a little bit better, but you can add all these different backgrounds that you can do to put you in different settings. And you can have this moving background, which looks pretty nice. And you also have some different filters that you can add to this webcam. So I can add like a daylight filter. I can add a clear one. And it takes a couple seconds to adjust for it. And also I can add this little neon color here if I wanted to. You can see you can do that. So again, with any of these, you can quickly get rid of them and go back to normal just by hitting those buttons. Now, if you are using AI tracking with the Link 2, you have another feature that goes along with it called Smart Composition. So basically, when I turn on AI tracking, I can go over here in the tracker settings inside of the app. And now I can choose it to have it track like half of my body. So basically like my belly button up, or I can also have it track my head. So this is going to be good if I am like sitting back a little bit. You'll be able to see it like kind of compensate for my big old head. And then also if you are standing up, you can do like a whole body tracking, which I'm not going to do right now, but you have that option. Oh, and something else for when you are like away from your desk while using these webcams, both of these do support gestures. So if you want to start AI tracking, you basically just hold your hand up like this, like you're waving, and then now you'll see that it automatically turned that feature on, and now it will start moving like so. And then also I can just do my hand like that again, and it will turn that feature off. And so you can do a peace sign to enable the whiteboard, and also you can do like an L to be able to enable the zoom for the webcam. Now this next feature is called desk view. So if you want to show what you're doing on your desk, you can go ahead and hit desk view in the app, and then now the webcam will automatically look down, and it is kind of off angle because I'm using this for my recording setup. But now I can go ahead and take my little guy here that you saw earlier here, and I can show you what I'm doing on the desk, or if I'm like writing notes or drawing or trying to show you a document or something like that. And you can also use desk mode with the Link 2C, but you just have to manually physically adjust the mount and angle it down at your desk to be able to do this. All right, so I think that's everything I want to show you today. So as far as price, the Link 2 will be running you $199, and the Link 2C will be running you $149. And I'll leave a link down below in the description of this video. Make sure you click on that link, check it out, and it will take you to the store page for these webcams. And make sure you also drop a comment down below and let me know what you think about these webcams yourself. But like always, I do want to thank you for watching this video, and I will catch you later. Peace.